Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Dairy Magazine, reporting to you here today with Ed DePeters, Emeritus UC Davis Animal Science Professor, and even at Emeritus status, you're still, out and about, right?
I'm still around. I'm still around and about.
Well, so you officially retired. When was that? Earlier this year?
In July 1 of 2022.
All right. Well, we're grateful for you taking the time today to talk with us. We wanted to talk about indigestion for dairy cattle, right? It's like we experience indigestion, and cows that have 4 stomachs, right? That could be an even bigger issue for them. So can you tell us about that? How to recognize it in our dairy cattle and what to do about it?
Okay, so as far as simple indigestion in the cows occurs when cows go from the close-up pen at calving time to the fresh cow pen when they're in lactation. And it's just a simple indigestion. It's a huge change in the diet that the animal's receiving. So the rumen microbes have to adjust. And when I teach class, I always tell the students that we're really not feeding the cow, we're feeding the microbes. And so with simple indigestion, the way we detect it is our cows are all wearing rumination collars. And that rumination collar is monitoring rumen activity 24 hours. I have the program on my computer in my office so I can watch it, particularly when I research cows. So what happens, what we see when they get simple indigestion during that transition period, the first 2 or 3 months of lactation, you look at the pattern, you'll see that the rumination, which is the purple line, will drop. And we have a green line, which is the activity component of the collar. And that just shows the walking activity. And that also drops. So when that green line drops, it just tells us that the cow's not feeling very well. She's probably laying in the freestall, and the rumination is down. So what we do as far as identifying them, that tells us to go out and look at the cow.
Right.
And if the cow doesn't look good, then what we do is we take from our rumen fish-lated cows, we take about 3 gallons of rumen fluid, and we take that 3 gallons of rumen fluid from our rumen fish-lated cow, and then we transfaunate the sick cow. And basically what we do is we use a stomach tube to take that 3 gallons of fluid and put it into the rumen of the sick cow. And that rumen fluid has millions and millions of bacteria and protozoa, and that helps to re-inoculate the rumen. So the bacteria are important, but there's also like a physical effect. So just putting the 3 gallons of water in from the rumen fluid stretches the rumen, and that stimulates contractions. And also the rumen fluid helps to hydrate that animal because she's sick, she's been laying in the freestall, she's not eating, she's not drinking, so she's getting dehydrated. So for us, the sooner we treat that animal, the better. Because if she's not chewing, her rumen's not normal, she's not eating, then she could wind up getting ketosis, she could wind up with a displaced abomasum, and that sort of sets us back for the whole lactation. So for us, the rumination collars, they're the eyes 24 hours a day. They catch the animals that are not feeling well, and our deal is to treat them as soon as we can to try to get them back into production. They would probably resolve themselves in 2, 3, or 4 days, but they also lead to things like DAs and ketosis, which we don't want. So identify it quickly, respond quickly, and then the cows are back into the production string quickly.
It can make all the difference.
All the difference.
I think if we, look at these animals as like people, then we understand a lot better some of the things they're going through, right? We don't just leave indigestion untreated.
That's true. And that's, the indigestion, they call it simple indigestion, but again, for the animal, she's going through a very stressful time from calving to production. And so that transition period, nutritionists, dairy managers, dairy producers spend a lot of time on those cows during those first couple months of lactation because that really sets you up for the whole lactation period. So, you want to have a good start if you're going to have a good finish.
Well, thank you so much, Ed, for taking the time. We certainly wish you well in retirement, but really glad to see you around still.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Read more about these things in California Dairy Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.